Hello beautiful people, welcome to the channel. The Witchy Goth here, hope you're doing well. Today's video is a brief review of the TV series Adolescence, which is on Netflix at the moment. I binge watched it all yesterday. It just blew me away, really blew me away. It is a show that I'd wanted to watch because I had an inkling of what it was about. I didn't watch any trailers before I watched it, but it is so powerful, especially in the today's age and what young boys face in modern society. So Stephen Graham, who you will recognise, has been in many films and TV series. This is an article that was written by Maria Butt in The Independent, and I'm going to read this, and it's what he says. He issues a warning to parents after Netflix's Adolescence. And yeah, the way it was filmed was phenomenal. It was one take, so the camera just follows them the whole time. Absolutely brilliant. The acting, as I say, is amazing and just so believable, so realistic. It was as if you were there in the room with these people and with these characters. So I'm going to read the article. Adolescent Stephen Graham has issued a warning to parents about the dangers of the internet. The 51-year-old is the star and co-writer of the new acclaimed Netflix series, which follows the family of 13-year-old schoolboy Jamie Miller, who was accused of the brutal murder of a young girl. Graham plays Jamie's father, Eddie. Shot in one take, each episode follows characters in real time as they attempt to get to the bottom of the incident, exploring topical issues including incel culture, misogyny, and the online manosphere. Graham was inspired by news reports of stabbings of young girls. I read an article about a young boy stabbing a young girl, the 1,000 Blows star told The Independent. And then maybe a couple of months later on the news, there was a young boy who'd stabbed a young girl. And if I'm really honest with you, they hurt my heart. He explained that the storyline explores a complexity of topics and that parents need to be mindful of the external influences working on their children. And I absolutely agree with that statement. It's just being mindful of the fact that not only we parent our children and not only the school educates our children, he said, but also there's influences that we have no idea of that are having profound effects on our young culture, profound effects, positive and extremely negative. So it's having a look at that and seeing that we're all accountable. Graham wanted to explore the wider influences affecting young boys from ordinary backgrounds. We wanted him to come from an ordinary family, he said. We wanted to be mindful from the very beginning that there was no way you could point the finger. Dad wasn't particularly violent in the house and didn't raise his hand to Mum or the boy or his daughter. Mum wasn't an alcoholic. Jamie wasn't abused sexually or mentally or physically. He said, the series then asks the question, who is to blame? Who is accountable? And the answer is not straightforward. Maybe we're all accountable: family, school, society, community, environment. The Boiling Point actor went on to unpack the microcosm of the home and the macrocosm of the world outside, explaining that the separation no longer existed. When we were kids, if you got sent to your room, or if Kenny Everett was on the telly and it got a bit racy, you'd be sent to your room and then you couldn't watch it, he reflected. But today, even with the context of that home, when lads and girls go to their bedrooms, they have the world at their fingertips. Adolescence does not deal with Andrew Tate or incel culture directly. An intentional decision by writer Jack Thorne to shed light on the complex influences impacting young people and explore male rage. The kids aren't watching Andrew Tate, he said. They're watching a lot more dangerous stuff than Andrew Tate. We were trying to present a portrait of complexity of this kid that had been made by all sorts of different influences. And the thing about incel culture is there's a logic to it. So yeah, that in essence is what the story delves into, is how can children be influenced by so many things around them. And I spoke in a live that I did earlier today about the fact that the internet has so much influence on modern society, and that when I was a child, it was, you know, if you wanted to speak to your friend, you had to go around to their house and knock on the door. Not all of us had telephones. If you wanted to make a call, you used to have to go to the phone box and you'd need 2p. So everything has changed. And while people are not having, you know, in some families, there is no physical abuse, no sexual abuse, no, you know, that life is normal. And yet still, some children can turn out to be violent. And I found this so poignant because last year, with the unaliving of Alice, Bibi and Elsie in Southport, I have family in Southport, so I went there and I went to visit where the accident, or the incident occurred rather, and where the flowers were placed in Southport. And it was incredibly moving to see that. So this really is worth watching, and it really opens your eyes as to what goes on. And the character of Jamie is absolutely brilliant. Anyway, let me know when you've watched it, what you think about it in the comments. And if you've enjoyed the video, please click the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Hope to see you next time. Blessed be.